Yo, what's good, everybody? Today we're gonna be talking about the UFC fight that just happened this Saturday, Strickland versus Hernandez. Um, Not too hot for us. It did not go too well for us. We went 2 for 4 for picks. Realistically, um, I think we went 3 for 3 because one of them should not count because that was bullshit, and we'll talk about that right now. Zachary Reese and Michelle Pereira. Um, First of all, I'll just say that this the whole fight night in general wasn't the greatest, but the main card was good. There were a couple fights in the main card that definitely carried the whole card. Um, this this was a good fight, very good fight. Um, but this was a robbery. Zachary Reese won the last 2 rounds, and I'm not even like being biased because I picked Zachary Reese to win. Michelle Pereira, he he did what he does best in the first round, and then obviously after that he started getting gassed out. But the reason he was able to not gas out as quickly as he does in other fights is because Zachary Reese had 2 fouls that were supposedly groin shots. Michelle Pereira claimed that Zachary Reese kicked him in the nuts twice. Nowhere close. He stabbed him right here in the stomach with a teep or just a kick. And then I remember there was a leg kick that he did that was kind of right here on the inner thigh. It was we they watched the we they replayed the replay, and it was nowhere close. I don't know why Herb Dean didn't take a point for Michelle Pereira. That I genuinely thought they should have taken a point for how much time he was taking off to rest for those bullshit ass fouls that weren't even fouls. There was one foul in the second round where he did eye poke him. Zachary Reese did eye poke Pereira, and I mean that one. It wasn't even like a terrible one. It was like a little graze with the index finger. Um, but yeah, no. Michelle Pereira, what he did best was he countered Zachary Reese every time that he tried going for a body kick. Zachary Reese would go for a body kick, and Michelle Pereira would just lunge forward with his explosiveness, and he actually dropped Zachary Reese. Um, in the first round. Second round, there was also a time where Zachary Reese got a little wobbled, but I feel like he did enough to win the round. I thought it was 1-1 going into the third, and I thought it was very clear that Zachary Reese won the third round. I wish we could see the scorecards. Full fight, you could see that the total strikes is in favor of Zachary Reese. He got 1 of 3 takedowns, which I mean, really matter, dude. He had a submission attempt and then more significant strikes. I In every round he has more significant strikes, but he somehow still lost. Um, I mean, the only good thing this was a very good back and forth fight, but the only good thing that Michelle Pereira did was whenever he lunged forward and um dropped Zachary Reese. But no, I think the judging on this fight was absolutely terrible. Um, but it was a good fight, and I'm pretty mad. I was very mad about that. Whenever they gave it to, even whenever they said split decision, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why? How? But yeah. Anyways, um, next fight, Jacoby Smith, Josiah Harrell. Um, the UFC allowed all of us to watch literal murder live on television. This was murder. Um, Jacoby Smith, very explosive. He took him down twice. He he had him in kind of like a crucifix position, but not really. He was like just on top of him, and then he started blowing some shots, dude. He started blowing some bombs, and then Josiah Harrell just got knocked out, and the referee stopped it so late. I'm seeing that people are mad at Jacoby Smith for doing it. It's his job to fucking fight until the ref stops him. So why don't get mad at him, get mad at the ref. It was a very late stoppage, but yeah, no. Jacoby Smith got it done. Josiah Harrell didn't even look like too great. I mean, he was undefeated. I didn't know much about him, which is why I went with Jacoby Smith. Um, yeah, no, Jacoby Smith is a real contender. He very good. Um, yeah, he needs to fight up the rankings. He could beat a lot of people in welterweight, and I would love to see him, you know, go up more. Um, but yeah, it was a good fight. Absolute brutal murder. Um, yeah, and then um, Sergey Spivak and Ante Delija. I got this one wrong. I never would have thought that Sergey Spivak would actually look decent with the boxing, but that's just because Ante Delija is so garbage. I don't like either of these guys. Ante Delija cut him at this point. He's not good. He's like I don't get it. He I didn't even want to watch this fight. I barely did. Apparently Sergey Spivak got rocked in the second round and stuff like that. Yeah, and then he was able to recover, but there were still judges that gave him all 3 rounds, even though he got rocked pretty badly. And looking at the significant strikes and the strikes, it looks pretty close. Yeah, round 300%. Um, I remember seeing it, and Sergey Spivak was just controlling Ante Delija the whole time. He wasn't doing anything on the bottom guard, and first round looks pretty close. I don't remember anything from that fight. But yeah, I mean, just another heavyweight fight. You know, it's just you shouldn't expect much good things about heavyweight, because as you could have seen in the last video, or the video before that, heavyweight is the worst division in the UFC. But yeah, and that's living proof. Now, this is where the card began to go all the way up. Melkazael. Yeah, I'm cutting that shit out. There's no way. Yeah, I'm not saying that name again. Costa versus Danny Gay. R.I.P. Now, I know we said the other one was murder, but this was like murder. Dan Ige. He was looking good, you know. Dan Ige, he's a very well-rounded fighter. I remember him threatening a takedown. He got one takedown. Um and yeah, I mean, he does what he does, just jumping back and forth at range, you know, trying to read him, and then like right at the end of the round, Costa blew a fucking spinning back kick straight right here. And then immediately Danny Gate dropped, and you could see in his face, he was like, it was awful. It was so sad to watch, because I mean, I'm obviously a fan of Danny Gate. I love that guy, but yeah, man, he's definitely on his way out, and I feel like he's on a pretty big losing streak. I don't know how. I forgot. Oh, my dad is calling me. 1 second. All right, my brothers, we back. My birth giver called me. Um, got no clue what I was talking. Oh, I was gonna look at the. Oh well, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but before that, I don't. He's losing to good guys. Um, yeah, you can't really hate Dan Ige. I just feel like he's been taking a lot of damage throughout his whole career, and yeah, it's kind of sad to see. But you know, I'm happy to see Costa win. I want to see what he does in the division. It's going to be really fun seeing him because he has really good striking. He seems to have good ground game and everything like that. Yeah, dude, this was a good fight until it wasn't, and yeah. I got this one wrong also. Yeah, the only ones I'm literally gonna count that I got wrong is this one, the main event, and Sergey Spivak and Ante Delija. I am not counting Zachary Reese and Michelle Pera. That is bullshit. You can flame me if you want. I don't care. Rewatch the fight and then come back to me. This guy, Jeff Neal, literally got 3 strikes in. And yeah, no, Jeff Neal, I feel like he's pretty chinny. Like he doesn't have a good chin. He's got even though the bomb that Eros Medic dropped on this man was pretty hard bomb. I don't know. I think I overestimated Jeff Neal. I thought this was gonna be a good bounce back fight. I thought he was gonna, you know, do better, like pick him apart at range and stuff like that. Try to be more patient. But no, Eros Medic was pressuring really early. And yeah, I mean they were like in the pocket at one point, and yeah, they were just both throwing some like haymakers, and then evidently that's whenever Eros Medic hit him with a left hook. Um, he did good like framing the hook. Like I remember he was kind of covering his eyes a little bit to distract it, and yeah, he just bombed him. Uh, yeah, and I did not expect Eros Medic to speak that good English. He probably speaks it better than me. Uh, Stuttered way too much, but yeah, man, another very very good performance. Um, yeah, everybody that got finishes this on the main card got performance of the night. Um, so yeah, no, it was a very good fight. I'm happy to. I really thought, if you remember me saying it, I really thought that Eros Medic had a chance of winning. Um, yeah, and then I also thought Sean Strickland had a chance of winning, and he did. Um, yeah, I feel like I should have been smarter with this pick. I think I let my emotions kind of get to it because I would hate Sean Strickland, or like just his personality, the way he says so much weird stuff just to stay relevant and stuff like that. It I'm just not a huge fan of him and the way he fights, because he swears up and down that he's like this brawler, this absolute animal, that he's gonna go to war every time. And then evidently you get like a fight that he had with Paulo Costa, which was terrible. Um, but this was one of his good ones. I'm done hating for now. Yeah, I thought Sean Strickland won every single round. You could see by the significant strikes on every single one. He was doing good on like taking out Anthony's ability to grapple. He was, you know, scrambling good and stuff like that. And anytime Anthony Hernandez would try to, you know, go in for a takedown, he would like just jab him up. Sean Strickland has a really stabbing jab. It's really good. Yeah, and he has good boxing defense, good wrestling defense, just a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they want to see him get a title shot against Hamza Chimaev. I don't, um, because he's he just lost one, and he just beat Anthony Hernandez, who was, you know, like he was ranked number what, 4, number 6, something like that. I don't think the fight against him and Hamza Chimaev would make sense. It's literally just the build up that would be nice, and then we're just gonna see him get wrestle fucked. So I want to see Sean Strickland actually fight somebody else. Um, but I don't know who he could fight, because looking at the middleweight division, who could he fight? Um, he already beat Izzy. DDP already beat him twice. Brendan Allen, I would rather see Brendan Allen fight DDP. Um, who else? I don't know, dude. Let's look at this middleweight division. let's okay, let's look at this middleweight division. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. The only one I think that would make sense for Sean Strickland is either him versus a Mavov, which wait, no, that doesn't make sense because Sean Strickland already beat a Mavov, and I forgot to bring that up in the last fight, and that was like making me sway more towards Sean Strickland. But I think I let my emotions get to me, and then I just fucking picked Anthony Hernandez. Yeah, no, there's no fight that makes sense for Sean Strickland. So I mean, it's one or the other. I guess the UFC is probably gonna give it to Sean Strickland because nobody wants to see this guy Nasruddin Imavov get a title shot. I guess, even though he deserves it. But yeah, no, this very good fight. Sean Strickland hurt Anthony Hernandez with a very good knee up the middle, um, while he was blitzing in, and that hurt Anthony Hernandez. And yeah, Sean Strickland is really good at like following up whenever he knows you're hurt. Like he did the same thing with Izzy. Like he's really good. Once he knows you're hurt, you're not getting a chance to breathe. It doesn't matter. And he's got a really good gas tank. He's not gonna like gas out from all these punches that he's throwing. Um, so yeah, just it was pure domination from Sean Strickland. I definitely expected Anthony Hernandez to implement the grappling way more. Um, but yeah, I should have known with Sean Strickland's defense that it just wasn't gonna be that way. Um, but yeah, I'd like to see Anthony Hernandez bounce back. I feel like he still does have a lot of potential. He just needs to work on his head movement and stuff like that, and just he needs to find ways to mix it all up better. Like he didn't mix it up at all in this fight with Sean Strickland. He was just standing and banging with him, which don't don't do that unless you're DDP and you just got the weirdest style in the world. But I mean, yeah, man. That's really all I got to say, dude. It was a pretty good fight night. Um, next week we got Brandon Moreno and Kavanaugh, and then after that we've got the GOAT coming back and sliming out Charles Oliveira. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited. I'm counting these days. I'm waiting. I'm I'm sleeping and like waking up knowing that we're a day closer to Charles versus Max Holloway. But yeah, man, that's all for today. I'm gonna make another video talking about Brandon Moreno and Kavanaugh. Um, not much interesting fights on that card, I don't think, but yeah, we'll see what's up. Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Yep, hope y'all have a good day. Thank you.